Respiratory, can I enter?
Yeah, you can.
Alright,
Hi.
My name's Gabby. I hear you have some questions for me
Yeah.
today.
So my dad is in a fire, so I was just wondering, like, why can't he talk? I just have all these questions about him, like, what's going on with him?
Okay, so my first question is, are you okay if I speak English?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and then do you have a way you prefer to get information? Or to
Not
learn?
really, just by you explaining it to me, that's fine.
Okay, so what questions do you have?
Well, why can't he talk?
Okay,
That's my main question.
so you've seen your dad.
Yeah.
So he's hooked up to the machines. So right now he has a tube down his throat. And basically what that's gonna do is it helps him breathe.
Okay.
When your dad came in, you had the house
Yes.
fire. When he was in the house fire, he was inhaling a lot of smoke.
Okay.
And so because of the smoke inhalation, it sometimes can make his airway really irritated and it's gonna close up and seal. And so we put the tube in, that way it doesn't close all the way and then he can't breathe. That would at least allow him to keep breathing, and that's why he's hooked up to the machine. The machine is a ventilator and that's gonna keep him breathing for him.
Okay, so it's a good thing that he's on the ventilator, right? That
Yep.
he's intubated, as you said?
Yes,
Okay.
because if he can't ventilate and he can't breathe in and out on his own,
Okay.
then his airway could close, and at that point we can't do anything too much. I mean, our options are very limited, so that way we intubated him and he can still breathe, still get oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now. It just seemed really scary for me that he had like a tube down his throat. Like I had never seen that before, so I was just wondering like what it did. Thank you for explaining it to me.
And
So-
I know you had a concern that
Yeah.
he couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason he can't talk is that it goes all the way through his airway and his vocal cords. And so your vocal cords, they're like flaps that talk, and so when those vibrate together, they make the sound.
Okay.
Also, since the tube is in the way, they can't vibrate together, he can't make the sound. Also, if you notice, he's kind of like sleeping.
Yeah.
So we obviously gave him some drugs, and that like put him to sleep while he has the tube down his throat.
Okay. What drugs is he on? Like, what do these drugs do? Are there any like side effects or?
Yeah, so we gave him, he's on basically two main drugs for the intubation. The first one we gave him is called Versed.
Okay.
It's a sedative. So basically it's going to put him to sleep. He's going to relax, take a break, he won't be able to feel anything. And and then so the second one we gave him, originally we gave him acetylcholine. And so it is like, it's called a paralytic, but basically it's just going to relax all his muscles, and that allows the machine to properly work. And it's going to do all the work for him. It's going to allow him to kind of take a break and just relax, build up his strength, and get better.
Okay.
After he was on the acetylcholine, we did switch him over to rocuronium bromide. And what that means is it's basically like the acetylcholine, but it just lasts more long.
Yeah. Okay. So from what I understood, when he was intubated, he wasn't in any pain because he was on these drugs, right?
Yep, it put him under, so he won't consciously know what's going on, really. Just think of it like he took a nap,
Okay.
and then he will wake up from this, and at that point, he won't kind of remember
Yeah,
too much.
Okay, perfect. So that was actually another question for me. Like, how long is he going to be intubated? Because I just want to be able to talk to him again and see him.
Yeah, so we're going to keep him intubated until he needs the tube to be taken out. We'll run a couple tests, and at the point that we can see his muscles are strong enough and he's able to breathe on his own, we'll take the tube out, and then that way you'll be able to talk to him again.
Okay, perfect. I just can't wait to talk to him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any other question that kind of comes to mind?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're gonna stay here for a little bit too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you are here and you do notice, if he begins to wake up or anything, or we might even give you a heads up if he's about to wake up, we really want you to get him to remain calm. Make sure that he doesn't try and talk, especially if the tube is still in, and don't let him pull it out. Because there is kind of something that keeps it in place on the inside, and it can, tear his throat up. It can be really painful if he tries to pull that out, and he doesn't really know that that's happening. So just really keep him calm. The nurses will let everybody know. We'll get it out and get him back to normal. But yeah, basically he's resting. We're letting the machine work for him so he can get back to where he needs to be.
Okay. So the machine is good for him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna do all his breathing for him. Make sure he doesn't stop breathing and that there isn't any problems. Okay, so do you have any further questions?
No.
Okay, so from what I've explained to you, what do you believe is going on with your
Okay,
dad?
so from what I understood, since he was in a fire, his airway was gonna close, right? So he needed to be intubated. So I have to make sure, even like right now, that if he possibly wakes up, he doesn't pull it out because he could possibly aspirate. And then you said he was also on some drugs, right? Before he was intubated, you gave him a sedative, right? And then a paralytic, which was acetylcholine. And then you put him also on another drug so he'd also be intubated longer.
Yeah.
And then
Do you remember why we're keeping him on the ventilator?
yeah, so he can breathe, right? Okay.
That's all correct.
Okay.
All right. So, if you have any other questions, my number is over on the board.
Okay.
You can, buzz me, page me, and I'll come. Give me a call. I'll try to answer any of your questions. If you need to explain this to another family member and you have questions and you want some help, just let me know.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Did we do the teacher?